I think it's pretty cool that on your staff you've got a lot of guys with championship rings.
Yeah.
I mean, you got one in 2003. Cam Dollar has one from his playing days. Dave Rice has one from his playing days. Yeah. I think that's part of what makes that standard be there. I'm curious from your standpoint. Take me back to 2003 as an assistant coach.
Sure.
Jerry McNamara, Hakeem Warwick, Carmelo Anthony.
Sure.
Carmelo Anthony. The 6 games.
Yeah.
And what did they do right to win 6 in a row?
Well, it was interesting because we had a really good team. We had great moments. We beat Georgia Tech with Chris Bosh and Jerry Jack. We beat them by 20 in the Dome. We went over to Michigan State when they had 7 days to prepare and beat a tough Michigan State team on the road. And so you knew you could win on the road. You had a guy like Melo who was, so misunderstood because everybody would say, well, he doesn't know how to win. Well, he won a high school national championship. He won a college national championship.
That's pretty good.
And he was an impact guy as a rookie in the NBA and an incredible person. But he was just a winner. And the thing that was really intriguing in that run was just we were young, and at that time it was like, can young guys win? But we were kind of young and dumb, and so the moment never mattered. And you had guys that embraced the moment. That year, Melo and Jerry were freshmen. Hakeem Warwick, Josh Pace, Billy Edelin, Craig Forth were sophomores. We only had 2 seniors, Queth Duane won and Jeremy McNeil. So we didn't have a lot of depth either. And these guys just really believed. And it's just when things come together at the right time. I mean, we almost we had a tough game against Manhattan in the first round in Boston, and they were a tough team, and they had that a couple of great runs. We beat them, and then we played Oklahoma State. I think we were down 18 in the first half, came back, pressed them, won, and then once we got through Boston, we were able to get to where Albany. And when you went into Albany, it was it was orange. Like you walked in, and so we played a tough Auburn team, and then we played.
Were you guys 1 seed?
Good
3
question.
Seed,
I think
maybe?
we were a 3 seed. And then we played Oklahoma was number 1 seed. And beat them by 20. It was just one of those games. We had it rolling. I remember going home with my family after the game. You drive down the thruway 2.5 hours, and you're stopping at a truck stop, and you're going, and it was just like a wave. And it's just our fan support was incredible. And then obviously getting to the Final Four. And the last time we were in New Orleans, it was kind of like, we lost to Keith Smart in the last shot. So it was kind of, that moment of being back in the place.
Were you on that team?
Was not.
You were not.
Was not. It was that was 87. I was a class of 88 high school. I came in 89, 90. And so, but at that time, I'm the biggest Syracuse fan of all time. And so, going there, and we're that young team. I think in that year we came from behind in 14 games in the second half where we were behind in games. We came back and won. So we were really resilient. We found ways to win, and we had competitors. And getting into that Final Four, the zone defense, it's always known as what? It's known as, you don't really rebound great out of it. So you play a Texas team who has TJ Ford. They got one of the best rebounding teams in the country. I think both Kansas and them are 1 and 2. You got Dwayne Wade at Marquette on the other side with playing Kansas. We went out and we had an incredible game against Texas. Carmelo Anthony had 18 rebounds and just a huge game. We shut down TJ Ford, and then playing Kansas in the national championship game, people remember Jerry McNamara making 6 threes in the first half, and we got up over 20 points, and
but
it was just
that block from Hakeem Warwick
at the end, and from the zone. He was playing the center. People don't even know that, and he came out from the center position, blocked it from the corner, and it was one of those things where you go through. So the years are so long, and they go so fast. But funny? To be able to stand on that podium at the end with your team who's gone through so many hours of working, preparing, practicing, so special. And Dave had experienced it at UNLV, Cameron experienced it at UCLA, and it's one of our dreams to be able to bring that here. And I know people sit there and say you're crazy, and people look at it and go, what are you talking about? And I guess it's easier when you've seen it, you've felt it, you've smelt it, and you've done it, and you know what it looks like. And that's where I'm really lucky to have the staff that I have.
So 03 Cuse was young and dumb. How about 1920 Washington? You got a lot of freshmen, man.
Well, you know what? The greatest thing about youth is, how do you know what you don't know?
Right.
And so is the moment. What's the moment? We've got a freshman class as good as a freshman class that I've ever been a part of. Just watching them today, working out, competitors, great teammates, play the right way, have ultimate skill, intelligence, and their will to win. And, it's going to be just exciting. It's going to be a different challenge because we've got so many good players, but it's going to be really exciting to put this thing together and, high-class problem. I
thought there was some mid-season intensity to today's mid-July practice.
It's a long season. We've got new faces. We're going to Italy, so sometimes I can get a little bit. I don't want them to hear my voice too much during this time of the year. I want them to feel like they're developing, they're getting better. But the kind of kids that we have and the culture that our staff has created it's all about work. I mean, we're done, and they still want to stay in the gym, and they're still shooting, and they're still working, and it's fun to watch and to see the growth of this program. And like I told you before, I got to give a lot of credit to the staff. Those guys on a day-to-day basis are really pushing it and pushing the kids and developing these kids, and it's really fun to watch.